Hello and welcome back, LMA Manager fans. The title of this episode could be, Is Kev Getting Sacked Again? Which probably tells you how this is going. So we've got, it is Saturday the 30th September 2000, the year 2000 in game. And we've got what's pretty much a must-win game coming up against QPR. So we're at home at Bramall Lane where we've not won a game yet. I'm going to cut over to the league. We're going to have a look at the league. We're going to have a look at how I'm doing. Now I'm just going to get rid of my face just so you can see my points. So here we are. Played 8, won 1, drawn 3, lost 4, scored 12, let in 15, minus 3 goal difference and 6 points. QPR right ahead me. Now I'm just going to go up the table a bit. So I've done a little bit of research. In the real season, in real life, this was the year that Fulham absolutely stormed the league and hit 101 points. And then they went up with Blackburn in 91. And then Bolton, who finished third but went up in the playoffs and relegated that year, was Huddersfield, QPR and Tranmere. So Tranmere were bottom. So I've read them in reverse order. So we are currently, we were given the target to be 16th or higher, so we need to be here. So we're only 4 points off that, but the problem is I'm just not winning any games. So if we go up, so get to the playoffs here, look, so you've got Watford 17 points in that last position, Bolton Wanderers are in there as well, 17, and then you've got Blackburn and Fulham. So it is going to real life. It is going as it went at the time, at the minute. Now I'm just going to jump over to our squad. So I've made a few changes. I'm trying to cut out those goals. So I've brought in, whilst he is not an overall upgrade on who I had before, I've brought in Lorenzi here on a free transfer just because I've had Curl and I had not Ulenbeek, is it? Osbrex, I believe it's pronounced. Gisbrex. I've just seen it's a G, not a U. But they're tragically slow. So I'm trying not to drop the line too deep. But these are the changes I've made at the minute. So I've brought in Lorenzo. I've got Christian Amoruso on loan from Fiorentina because nothing says championship guile than the man with a hairband and the long hair. Glorious hair. Santos I've dropped back in to the midfield. Devlin's still on the right. Ivan Diaz. This guy had a wild career. If you go and look him up. And then I've got Sifo, and then I've brought back Yangar Gafiortoft. So he's 34, he's played 8 games, he's scored 3, he's on loan. And then I've made a couple of other signings, so I've got one other signing who is down here, look. So I've brought in Zauri, so he's just a kind of depth player. He's a free, he's only on 5,000 a week, so the squad was getting a bit small. Now I have changed to this 4-3-1-2, so I'm trying to compact the middle, and get going. Like I said, I've got the defence on deep, in the middle point, so neither deep nor pressing. I've got the attack, the focus on attack. I've gone away from the long ball. I'm still trying to be fairly direct with that short passing though, and then we've gone more central because of our shape. So we've started to score more goals, but we're letting in far too many. Let's see how we get on. So I've been trying to follow the tips that have been laid out to me of adding in players who can play all over the field to make it more fluid. It hasn't worked yet. The game that I won 2-1 against Birmingham. I got a penalty in the last 10 minutes. But let's see, how can we do against QPR? Can this be the first win of the season? Now I've still got, and I have seen this in reviews and comments around the internet, I've got £3 million, but the problem is I can't sign anyone because my wage budget is less than like £1,000 or less than 2,000 at the minute. So there's no way of scooting that back and forwards or moving some of the transfer budget into the wages, etc. So for the time being, I'm stuck. One of my loanees, and I forget which one it is, he's only here for 3 months, so he will leave eventually. And I've got an offer in for Gisbrex. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Someone did tell me before how to pronounce it properly and I've already forgotten. So I am also at the League Cup, just to keep pouring on the misery. So there's my team. So I've got Diaz in that, behind the striker role. I've got Fjordtoft to the right and Sufo to the left. He's one of the top scorers in the league, so he's doing pretty well at the minute. And so let's have a look at what they've got. So they've got Clark Carlisle, they've got Rose, Perry, Quinn, Gavin Peacock, and then they've got Peter Crouch and Chris Kawamia up front. That's an industrious forward line, isn't it? Little fact for you, I was once the real-life manager of Chris Kawamia's brother. Not the professional one. Forgetting his name, the other one. That is now a brain worm eating away at my head. What was the other Kawamia brother's name? Oh, he's giving it straight to Crouchy. So Simon Tracy has done a pretty good job for me considering all of my struggles. And I did have Sufo on playmaker, but I noticed that was making him pass rather than go on to goal, because I was trying to work the ball to him. There is Kawamia himself. Another good save by. So here we are. This is not the start I've wanted. It's 10 minutes in and Tracy's already had to make 2 one-on-one saves. Ulenbeek, though, has been other than throwing the ball straight to them there, has been a good addition, a good signing. Not signing, a good player, because he was already here, wasn't he? Come on, get Diaz involved. So he has already got a couple of goals, him. He was signed from Espanyol, paid about 1.6 for him, I think. Oh, Darlington with a bad challenge. So come on, here's Diaz. Let's whip this in. Curl and Lorenzia forward. And we've just given away a cheap foul. And I've hit pressing. I've turned that off now. Here we go. Come on, Paul Devlin. We didn't particularly deserve that, but we're 1-0 up now. I'm going to take it. Now, this is what happened in my last game against Crystal Palace. I went 1-0 up, and then we ended up losing 3-2. Again, it was quite a late penalty. Oh, Simon, who have you thrown that to? After giving you all that praise, you do go and do that. So I'm not sure if that is Devlin's first goal of the season. He has been pretty good for me, watching these highlights. And I think he's on loan from Frankfurt, Fjordhoff. Obviously, a Sheffield United legend. Go on, Sifo. Through on goal. Blasted that wide. That's because I got excited. Now, you've just seen the issue I believe I was having before with the fact that Kawamia, who's probably an older player on this, and I wouldn't imagine he's that fast. He's just accelerated past Curl. So whilst Curl's his rating's good and his stats are good, I do notice that he gets beat or he gets caught high up the field quite often. So maybe I will need to drop that defensive line a bit. It's nice of them to put the ball out. Oh, it's very bitty. Like, you can tell these are two struggling teams. It's a penalty. There we go. Devlin. Devlin to the double. Hey. Good work for the newspaper, me. I was really worried I was going to be having another, and I'm going to jinx this here, but I might be having one of those playthroughs where, and sometimes this happens to me, I feel like I don't win any games on camera for absolutely ages. Now, it's very early when you're being as poor as me to be talking about winning on camera, but 2-0 at half-time, I'll take that. There'll be no Lucasade balls thrown around this time. Now, they are out possessing me. Let's have a look at the statistics. So that apart from those two shots they had very early on where they got through one-on-one, I'm pretty happy with that. And that Curl's rating's pretty high, so other than the fact I feel he's getting caught out, I don't think he is. Now, I'm going to make a half-time sub here. I'm going to drop Santos off for Bobby Ford. There we go. Because he was at one of the lower ratings. I want to keep them on their toes. Look at this. Liquid football from Sheffield United right up until I announced it was liquid football. And then we give it away. I did also... I only had him for 2 games. Good save, Simon. I did say me and him are on first name terms, so that's fine, because he's a goalkeeper. Yeah, I did bring through one of the youth players. I brought a youth striker through who, again... Oh, Jan Arga. You get those arms out. I might re-record the start of this video and be a lot more confident, because this is an absolute rout at the minute. So... Back to my youth teamer. He had a much more fluid positional map, and he had full. When I had a look at his stats, he had absolute full pace bar. So I did bring him in for 2 games. I guess it was almost like a trial. So tried to sign him for the season, and he wasn't up for that. But brought him in for those 2 games, and he played. He didn't score, but he played okay. So if I can get rid of David Kelly, I can either bring in another striker or bring him back in. Like I said, I believe. I have Fjortoft for the season and Amoruso for 3 months. Oh, it's gone in. Ivan Diaz, what a signing. I was going to say a wonder goal, but it definitely looks like a keeper error. But here we go. If I had an old-timey football rattle, I'd give it a spin. There we go. Sifo, look at that pace. Ran right up to the keeper. Blasted it straight at him. Right, well, we got 20 minutes left. Let's see what happens here. Let's get some subs on. So I'm going to bring on Kelly, because he's not played in a while. Let's take off Fjortoft, because I want to save those Asian legs. And then I'm going to bring on Quinn for Amoruso. I know he's a defender, but he has got good passing, Quinn. And he did start on that left-hand side. Now, I will say I'm an absolute fan of the on-pitch graphic of the 2 lads running off. Or however many subs you make them all running off. And the new guys coming on. Now, come on. I'm more interested in a clean sheet now than a 5th. I'm not a greedy man. But, yeah, let's close this out. Or let's just take a 5th. Hit pressing again. It's very sensitive, the triggers on these pads. Ivan Diaz, what a start. Take a bow, son, as they would say on the program that I've watched every Saturday for 20 years and now can't remember the name of. This is easy. Only 3 minutes before the QPR fans get back on the M1 and go back to QPR. I know it's in London. Oh, David Kelly. This is an absolute rampant display. This has sorted my goal difference out. All I needed was some time. That's what I've been telling the fans. So there we go. It's 5-0. First home win of the season. Must-win game as I build it. Let's have a look where that is going to put us. So there we go. Devlin opened the scoring. Got that pen on the 41st minute. 2-0 at half-time. And then Fjortoft and then Diaz also with a double. Don't know what Spanish for double is. Otherwise, I'd make another terrible pun. 0 corners. You know, the purists' game. Look at that. They had more of the ball and they didn't do anything with it. So, look, this is what I'm pleased to see. Despite my poor start, my signings coming through for me. Look, Diaz, Lorenzi, man of the match. Amoruso didn't play great, but Fjortoft, you know, he's got me that goal. Have some of that, QPR. So we're not going to watch the highlights. I have had a look at the highlights. It's interesting, but also I'm a bit like, why did these exist? Especially the amount of effort they might have gone to for the commentary. So let's just have a quick look at the league table, and then I'll join you again on episode 3. So we've got Crew coming up. I'm just going to have a quick check of this. Kenny Lunt, Championship Manager 3, legend, wasn't he? I don't want to underestimate Crew, but I imagine that'll be 7 or 8-0 now that we're going. There we are, 19th for climbing. Giddy. So after we beat Crew, 7-0, 5-0, I'll take 5. We'll hopefully be back above them, and we'll have climbed above the footballing giants of Gillingham, Stockport and Crew if results go in our way. I'll hopefully get back into that the mid-table race. I might change this series to mediocre mid-table playthroughs. But, you know, look, Fulham in Sheffield Wednesday. We'll obviously have to have the Steel City Derby on the channel, but we're going now. Let's just have a quick look at the stats. So there you are. You can see my problem there. At that 3 games lost in a row, and then I drew 1-1, and then drew 2, and then lost again. But we're back on the winning ways now. Now, if I can just find, here we go. So this is our top scorers, and then, like I said, Sufo was on here. There he is. So he's got 5 goals. So I could do with him getting back on track and getting, because he's not scored for a couple of games now. He did score in that win. So what's that? That was two games ago. But could do with those strikers really getting going. Because if you look at Wolves, I've got a couple on there. Wednesday have as well. I'm sure I saw Sib on, unless I've made that up. But there we go then. Matt Jansen. Great player at this level, wasn't he? So we're back. We're winning. We're often winning. Thank you for joining me, LMA Manager fans. Let me know what you think of my signings, of my tactics, anything that you would like me to tweak, or any players that you would like me to have a look at. Let me know and I'll have a look.